Hello once again. Welcome back. If you're from if you have already seen my favorite OTK setup, welcome back. Here I am again with a very early preparation for my dark setup Guild War thingy OTK shit. Disclaimer, I have a very big disclaimer. My grid is something that not a lot of people should do because the weapon sucks ass. But don't worry. You just need a certain weapon and everything will solve. Most of the problems will be solved already, I can assure you. TLDR, just get a dragon weapon, end of story. So yeah, you have 3 months to farm for that, okay? See, end of... Easy clap, okay. Anyway, let's get on right to it. So, first things first, I farmed the dragon weapon like crazy, yes. So I managed to get the dark dragon weapon as well. The dark dragon weapon is fucking nuts for dark as well. So obviously what my setup I went up to do is that it's very similar to what I've done with my favorite Guild War setup. But it's a little bit different because I'm relying on very heavily on skill damage because I'm using the Astral weapon as my main hand and I'm using Monk. And also because Monk is a good class, and I'm also using a Fist because the Wrestler is a little bit, I don't know, not really a good idea. So I'm using this is because the Ogi it does is that you get a 3-hit counter. You get a 3-hit counter for your entire team, including your MC. So you get, if everyone gets hit 3 times, you're gonna get like an extra 12 hit counters for every single one of them. But that's not usually going to happen, especially if you use 6 because he dodges everything, so it doesn't really apply to him. But if you're using someone else other than 6, then yeah, that's going to be applied. But anyway, I'm using this setup because Kolulu I have already ringed and she does an extra Ogi, so it helps to do extra damage. So she does the Ogi. 6 obviously has an extra nuke as well because every Guild War, the 50% trigger will always have like something that's a trigger. So 6 will always do like his passive counter thingy, which is this thing. So he'll always trigger that. And I'm also using Vasiraga because Guild War bosses will always hit like crazy. So it's very likely Vasiraga will get hit. The only thing Vasiraga needs is he gets hit and he'll do an extra nuke. And apparently his nuke is really strong, so it's really good. Okay, so the main reason why I say you shouldn't follow my grid is because I'm using fucking Fallen Swords, and because Fallen Swords suck so much dick, because most of the time you want to go NMT for Hades anyway, so it's not really a good thing to follow. And plus, not to mention, I already have 3 of these, and I'm also using Magna Opus, because if I'm using Primal Opus, it diminishes my damage, so that sucks ass, so I'm using the Magna Opus. If you're using Magna, it's better off just stacking with a lot of these avatar sticks anyway. And then obviously if you can get this weapon, it's going to help you a fuckload. And I'm fairly certain you're going to get a lot of damage by then either way. And yeah, it also helps with Belial obviously. Because you get free supplemental damage and you know the amount of hits I'm actually doing. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. So this is my non-assault time setup. For my assault time setup is also a little bit different, but somewhat similar anyway. But this, if you're wondering, this is 1-button setup, like a 1-button OTK setup, and the other one I have is 0-button setup, like this. And I'm using Chrysor is because I'm using the dragon weapon as my what's that, main hand. It's also because the dragon has a very good Ogi call, whatever you want to call it, Ogi thingy. But yeah, because you have this boost to CA specs at the end of turn, which in other words, it will boost all the remaining 3 of your character's damage. So it's gonna be really nice regardless. I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, that's why I use that, and also because I don't really care. It doesn't really matter having 2 sticks or not. I can just put in another the avatar. I mean not avatar. The Astral weapon as well, because you don't see an Astral weapon in here. It doesn't really fucking matter too much. It's just because it's assault time. You don't really have to use double long, so everything is fucking boosted anyway. You just have to way too much damage from what I can tell, because like Yeah, so let me show you guys what I mean. So for my non-assault time, I'll just show you guys, I guess. So yeah, double long dong setup, and I did very similar with my Earth favorite Guild War, where I use this fighting spirit to get meter for MC, and then MC can Ogi. So all of them have Ogi, and the other reason why I put Kolulu in the second slot is because she can also debuff. So in a way, it kind of helps with a little bit of consistency, I guess. But honestly, I feel like it doesn't really matter too much anyway. So it really helps that because the Astral Weapon is really good because of the whole counter thingy. But if for some reason you get really unlucky, and then at the same time very lucky, because you're using Monk, right? You have 10% chance to activate your mantra shit that does the stupid nuke thing. Yeah, that can probably help you kill if you're lucky. Yeah, see, it's just nukes. Yeah, so that's why I was using this weapon, because every single Guild War bosses will always do a lot of hits, so it will always hit like multiple times on each of your characters. So most of the time they will be able to counter like crazy. It's a pretty good setup. I know Chad was helping me with that one as well, but honestly, I feel like the main reason why it's so strong is because of the fucking dragon weapon. It's just the stupid ass dragon weapon, I tell you. So for obviously like yeah, so for assault time, that was the non-assault time one. For assault time, it's very simple. Just Ogi, just press the orange button. But because most of the time it's not gonna be assault time for me, and I usually don't play during assault time, so it doesn't really matter to me. So I just press, and you just see the damage. A lot of damage, because everyone's damage gets boosted by MC. It's quite an overkill, I think. Because this guy gets hit. 6 is gonna counter as well. Yeah. See? So like, the thing is, the other thing you probably have to keep in mind is that this does not include the crew buffs as well. Because usually you have the crew buffs where you have 10% extra elemental damage up based on whichever you set it up as. Because like, now it's already so consistent, so if it's like slightly inconsistent for you, like maybe if you're already at a point where you have like 1% or 2% or 3% or some shit, if you're the crew buff, I'm fairly certain it's gonna kill it anyway. So yeah, it's gonna help you to have more consistency. But for my case, because it's like, it's already gonna kill, it doesn't matter if I have the crew buff or not, it's just gonna kill anyway. The other thing is like, yeah, the reason why I said this is so dumb, because if you really want to invest in Hades right now, it's just better off just go into the whole enmity stuff, Highlander, blah blah blah, and then you go be a dark meta slave and go farm Grand Orders and Akashas, all that good stuff to get your bars, yeah? Easy clap. And then obviously at the same time grab your Sky Pierces. If you're Magna, obviously it's best for you to go and farm the Avatar Sticks, because Avatar Sticks is going to help you have consistency in damage. I think what you're probably going to be using is either 4 or 5 or some shit. But if not, if you're using the double long dong setup, you'll probably want to stack a lot of the EX weapons, because you have to keep in mind, if you're using double long dong, right, because it's not really being boosted, a lot of shit like your grid has not really been boosted. So like, for example, all this is not really being boosted, but at the same time, because this thing gives so much fucking damage, right, because you have massive attack and medium boost, even though it's not being boosted, it's actually pretty significant. So if you're not really being boosted off, it's better to actually use EX weapons, because EX weapons skills a lot better if you're using double long dong setups. That's why. So if you have like if your what's that, Astral Weapon, if you have your Kirin Sword is pretty good because it's skill level 20, even though it's only big. Or if you have like your Xeno, that helps as well. So just slot that in, and obviously because you have so much time now, you have 3 more months, I'm fairly certain if you host every single day the dragon, you're probably eventually going to get it, because it's actually very likely for you to get a weapon if you're doing it via host, because it's a relatively high chance for you to get it from a host chest. So just do it every day. You have 3 fucking months to do it. I'm fairly certain you can do it. Get it eventually. And the other thing is also that this weapon can be stacked twice, because the first one is 800k, the second one I think is 500k if I recall correctly. Probably someone in the comments section or chat is probably gonna correct me if I was wrong. But yeah, if you can put 2 of those motherfuckers in there, if you manage to somehow get 2, that's probably gonna allow you to do like a 0 button setup for your Dark, like outside of assault time. You know how crazy that shit is? 0 buttons. That's fucking nuts, man. It's like, how much shit do they have to fucking give Dark for them to actually stop doing that before they can actually give other shit to other elements? I don't know. I don't know when are they gonna fucking stop, because I feel like Dark is so freaking insane to the point that even like OTK is so fucking insane, like just Ogi based shit because of the new dragon weapons. And then you have your fucking, you know, your whole wrestler soldier bullshit that Dark has with the MET stuff that makes them fucking so bloody ass OP in like Grand Order and all that shit, right? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, that's my setup. When it comes to characters, I think there's only like a few ones that I can probably recommend if you really have problems getting that numbers in, right? If you really have problems, obviously the easy characters to actually get them is you really need to get like limited characters though, unfortunately, because like the number one character I can probably suggest if you really have problems with damage is obviously Shalim, because Shalim's damage is really crazy when it comes to when you actually Ogi, because she can kind of nuke twice like Kolulu, but at the same time Shalim you need to nuke with Shalim first, you need to use her S1 before you can actually nuke it. And obviously if you have Nia, that will help as well. Wait, I don't have Nia here. Yeah, if you have Nia, obviously that helps as well. If you somehow manage to build Nia and like I say, you have a really big ass problems doing like Ogi damage or whatever shit, so you just use Nia to like just do double Ogi activation with Shalim or whichever, if you have Kolulu or whatever, and then you just use Chrysor and just do the double nuke on Chrysor as well. And I'm fairly certain you should be able to get it done like very easily. I'm pretty certain. And that is like what fucking, I think like if you're using Long Dong, right, you can pretty much just use Long Dong, press dual arts, her shit, and then her shit. So that's like 4 buttons. Yeah, I'm fairly certain you can get that done. Or if not, I guess like the other characters, basically you just pick characters that has a free Ogi or nuke. Just pick any characters that has that. I don't remember at the top of my head right now. So like yeah, you have Kolulu, you have Vasiraga, you know, you have like those. I don't remember the other characters, but I'm fairly certain you can just look them up via wiki or whatever. Just have those characters, you should be okay. But yeah, I feel like the most important right now, besides like the characters, the one you should really aim for is obviously this dragon. This dragon is so important for your OTK setup as when it comes to EX Plus. That is like the most important thing to finish up. And then you have like your basic Magna Grid and shit. Probably you're gonna get that done really fine. Much easier than you think. It's like you can feel like a major difference when you have at least just one of these motherfuckers in there, man. It's fucking nuts, man. And I'm fairly certain, because now I even have plus marks on my team or whatever. I can assure you, like, my setup right now, I don't even need plus marks for it to work. That's how crazy it is. Because I remember before I actually get this dragon weapon with my current grid, I was like hitting like I think up to like 10% or some shit with the same thing I'm doing with this outside of assault time. I was like 10%, 12% or some shit. And then the moment I have like this fucking weapon in there, bam, it's fucking done. It's like super consistent already. Just have this stupid weapon in there. Even though it's unboosted, doesn't fucking matter. You just need this thing and this thing. You just get so much damage from it. TLDR, just get the dragon weapon done. Okay. So yeah, that is my Dark setup. My Dark OTK setup for the upcoming Guild War in November. So yeah, this is a little bit early So hopefully you guys are able to, you know, get your grind in time. So you guys don't complain. It's like, hey, Mr. Streamer, where is the video rate? You know? Yeah, I make sure I don't see that anymore. Then again, maybe someone in the comments probably just gonna type that out just for the sake of just memeing anyway. But yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys find this helpful in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, that's finally my update for my OTK setup. You're probably gonna see my loadouts finally getting updated, because I have not updated in a long time, because it was not updated for a reason, because I'm trying to fix that shit. So yeah, it's gonna be updated by the time you see this video is updated, okay? Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and comment Papega Megaphone, Mr. Streamer, and I'll see you guys on stream or whatever. If you want to ask anything, just hit me up. Check me up on stream or on Twitter and all that memes, and I will see you on stream or the next video. Papega, yeah.